Hi, I'm Nigel and this is Zach. This is the second of a two-part video on how to set up and run a men's breakfast and Bible study time using Precept 40-minute studies. In the first video, we covered how to set up a men's breakfast and Bible study time, and in this video, we're going to cover how to run it.
So number one, preparing the venue. It is important that you prepare the venue before you actually meet. This is likely to include setting out tables and chairs, sorting out the IT if you plan to run a hybrid meeting where guys are meeting in person and others are joining online, and cooking the breakfast if you decided for a traditional fry-up.
Number two, the breakfast itself. Recruit a volunteer to help cook the breakfast. It does not have to be you as the leader, but of course it could be. In my case, we keep breakfast really simple. Bacon rolls, fresh coffee and orange juice, and maybe a small charge to cover costs. I also bring marmalade just in case guys don't want bacon. Make sure it's ready for when the guys arrive. I will usually get to the venue, in our case our local church, at around 7:30 a.m. to cook the breakfast, and guys arrive at 8:30. We have about 25 to 30 minutes for breakfast before starting our study time.
Number three, the study. We mentioned this in the first video. The Precept 40-minute studies lend themselves really well to a men's study group. There are a wide variety of choices to select from. Selecting the most appropriate will depend on prayer, your church situation and those who are attending. Be reliant on God to show you which one would work best in your situation. In the early days, you are unlikely to have raised up others to help you lead, so you will need to lead yourself. We have recorded leading many of our 40-minute studies on YouTube, so please check them out to help in your preparation.
Number four, train up other leaders. Training up others to help you lead the studies is important, and the 40-minute series lend themselves really well to this. I meet with leaders that I've trained up once a month at my home on an evening in the week leading up to when we're going to be meeting online together on Saturday. We share a meal together, take it in turns to lead part of the week's lesson, discussing it as we go. Meeting as leaders is an encouragement for us all and helps us iron out any tricky bits that there may be in the study before we meet as a larger group. In the early days, you may only have one co-leader to meet with, and that's fine. Meet anyway and go through the study with them. Over time, look out for future leaders amongst your group and train them up to lead too. It's also a great way to encourage men as leaders of the household to live out the calling that God has placed on each of them, representing Christ in their families.
Number five, persevere. It takes time to build up a momentum of a new study group, especially amongst men. Persevere and continue to run the meetings, inviting new people to join. As you do this, more men will hear about it and consider joining. Think outside the box and be courageous. Invite neighbours, friends, non-Christians, as well as other believers. You'd be amazed at how many guys initially come looking forward to the food and then actually find themselves with a greater hunger for God's word. The key here is to pray and not give up.
So there we have it. How to set up and run a men's group with breakfast using Precept 40-minute studies. A simple 10-point plan to encourage other guys to get into God's word. Please get in touch with the Precept office if you have any questions. We'd be delighted to help and give any answers on the subject of organising a men's group. You can do that by emailing our office at admin@precept.org.uk or dropping us a message on any one of our social media channels at Precept Min UK.
And thanks for watching.